Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my review of Rainbow Rocks! Roar! like, it's like, isn't that nice, Rainbow? They made a whole movie about you! Like, shockingly, no, it's not about Rainbow Dash. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm gonna do this the same way I did my first Equestria Girls review. Is that I'm gonna do the first part of this will be spoiler free. You know, won't get too deep into the story or anything like that. How I talk about how I feel about it and stuff like that. But I won't try to give away spoilers or anything like that. The second part will be weapons free, where I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about. So yeah, if you don't want spoilers, you probably shouldn't watch that part. But don't worry, that part is coming up later. Right now, it's time to get into spoiler-free reviews and everything. So, my initial thoughts on this movie, it's like, the first one, I definitely could say, it was awesome, go watch it, go see it. In this case, not so much. It's not that it's bad, it's just that it's not necessarily good either. This movie is, honestly, it feels like it's what I've dubbed a maintenance episode. It's like, it's dealing with issues they've either had with the last story, or setting up for a new story, or just, you know, everything. In short, this movie is quote-unquote setting up the rules for how the Equestria Girls universe works and things like that. But I think in short, that is in a way exactly what this movie's trying to do. It's trying to deal with things that happened basically in the first Equestria Girls movie, but also sort of move the whole Equestria Girls thing further down the path, because it's pretty obvious to me that they intend to make one of these every single year, so they're basically setting up for that and everything. It's a short answer. And that's why this movie is initially not so good, because we spend most of the movie kind of doing stuff like that, of answering questions that, frankly, we wanted answers to. And to not give away spoilers, I'm not going to say exactly about what, but yeah, I mean, there was a lot of questions in the Equestria Girls movie, and rightfully so. You know, we expected a lot of things from Equestria Girls. We expected this was going to be the human world, and wait a minute, they did a couple things that completely destroy that idea, so those had to be explained and dealt with, and that's sort of what this movie was doing. It was also really depressing, a lot of this movie, because if you saw my reaction to the Battle of the Band short, it's like, it sent me into, like, depression almost. Well, not quite, but, you know, it's like, these three girls are, like, undoing everything that Twilight and the main six, the quote-unquote, the main six, accomplished during Equestria Girls 1, and they're making everybody hate each other and fight and argue, and it's just so awful to watch. But, you know, because if you want to see that, you don't have to look very far. Just turn on that and turn on a major news network. You won't have to go far to see that and everything. But anyway, so I don't like that we spend most of the movie in that mode. Because, yeah, all I'm going to say, I don't know if that was really spoilers, but all I'm going to say is that this movie, it starts off in a long time in that thing, and then eventually at the end, it's like, oh yes, this is awesome, okay, it's time to go home now. Ironically, I was just watching an old clip from Top Gear, and they're discussing how diesels don't really have great performance. Oh, by the way, Top Gear, for people that don't know, most people probably do. It's a show that talks about, like, high-end cars and everything like that. It's like, diesels, basically, they don't have necessarily great performance or something like that. It's like, because it's always at the red line. It's like, okay, 200 horsepower, nothing. It's like, you know, nothing, 200 horsepower, and time for gear change. That's kind of how I felt with this movie. It's like, okay, it's like, we got nothing, things are bad, and then nothing, and then, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, and no, now it's time to go home. That's basically this movie in a nutshell. But, you know, it doesn't make it necessarily bad, it just doesn't make it necessarily good either. It's not good, but not bad kind of a movie. It's like, I did like it, I did enjoy it, because, yeah, it took a while for them to resolve the conflicts that they were trying to set up, but it was awesome when they did, and it was cool. And even though it's like, I kind of knew what was going to happen, that it was so awesome to see it happen, though. It was cool. It's kind of like, what was it, Rainbow Falls? It's like, yeah, we've seen this conflict before with Rainbow Dash, of her having to decide between Ponyville and basically the Wonderbolts / Shadow Bolts, whatever. We've seen this conflict before, but it was still awesome to see it being done anyway, because it was cool to see characters make those kind of choices and everything. And this movie has a lot of different sub-themes and a lot of things. It doesn't have one big main theme and everything, and I kind of like that. It's complicated. There's a lot going on in this movie, but it's still pretty cool, and I think that you should go and watch it if you have the opportunity to. It looks like this time they were a little bit more... it's in more of the theaters. It's not quite such a limited release. It's not exactly a full-on release. It's like, of course it isn't. Because, yeah, I mean, in my eyes, these are not full-length movies. These are basically really long episodes of My Little Pony. And I have a feeling that's how they're treating them, and that's why there's going to be one of these every year. But overall, I do like what they're doing with these. I do. It's sort of interesting, because My Little Pony in general is speaking to us about lessons, but I think the Equestria Girls movies themselves are talking specifically about our world and how these lessons and how these things apply to us directly, and I think that's kind of interesting in a way. I sort of think that's the intent. I mean, yes, the intent initially, I think, was, yes, to help Hasbro sell toys. This is not exactly a revelation or a new thing with them. This whole show has been commissioned to help Hasbro sell toys. I don't have a problem with that. Oh, dear. I can't help but mention, it's like, yes, I went out and I bought the whole set. Yes, it's like, Rainbow Dash is no longer alone. She has all her friends now. Yes. Alright, that was definitely off topic and everything, but still, I mean, that's in a way sort of the sub-theme of this one. It's like, you know, by yourself, you can't accomplish anything, but, you know, with your friends, you can do some pretty cool things. Yes! I think that might be the ultimate theme of this movie. And, of course, that's a good one. I do have to... I mean, that's the thing. This movie's definitely taking a direct shot at culture, I think, in general. That's, I think, its theme is, I think, in short. Because, yeah, I do like that. I like that. It's like, I've always thought that My Little Pony is quote-unquote counterculture. Because, yeah, friendship is magic. In a way, it goes against our culture. Our culture is more like the Sirens. It's like, you know, every person for themselves. It's what you want. And who cares who you hurt? It doesn't matter. That's, frankly, our culture. Their culture is basically... Yeah, we're all different. We all have our different wants, desires. We all care about different things. But you know what? But we can achieve more together by finding a way to use those strengths and everything together. And, you know, and everything. I love that. That's so awesome. And there was definitely a lot more things for the background ponies in this one. I'm sure that you'll find at least one pony's like, oh my gosh, they put him or her in. Yes. That was cool. Uh-oh. It's not a big... Oh, no, I won't say that. I mean, it wouldn't... I was gonna say... It wasn't gonna be a big surprise, but yeah, I'm not gonna say that on the off chance that you'll be annoyed by that, because I don't want to do spoilers. It's like, ugh. It's all but impossible to avoid spoilers for this movie, in all honesty. It's like, ugh, you'd have to be disconnected from the internet and live in a cave somewhere to not be spoiled by this movie. Oh, so by the way, the shorts, even the ones that were direct clips of the movie, don't tell the full story. That was another interesting thing that I think I will say this here, is that, yeah, a lot of the shorts, like I think the first 5 or so, the ones that were basically showing the main six transforming, they were just simply introducing the, basically, they were just introducing the fact, oh, they transform. You know what, I think I kind of should have left that to the the free fire zone part of my video, because that was sort of spoilerish sort of thing, so I'm gonna stop that right now. So I guess overall, I like it. I think I'm gonna have to sit and really think about this one a little bit more and watch it a couple more times to really understand this one, because there's a lot going on in it. But I like it. I think it's cool and it's awesome. And I mean, it may be a maintenance episode, but it's a very good maintenance episode. It does answer a lot of the questions that people have had, and I will say this: if you're gonna go watch it, stay to the very end of the credits. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, that's definitely the thing that this movie is attempting to accomplish, and I think it succeeds, and it just simply is trying to wrap up a lot of things, and a lot of things that were started in Equestria Girls, and bring them in a way to conclusion, and expand upon the series to pretend for new, visits to the Equestria Girls universe. I wish they'd give this place an actual name. It's like, I don't know, is it just simply the human world, the alternate universe, Equestria Girls world? Maybe that's what they should do the next time. It's like, just, what is this place called? How do I refer to Twilight? Is this, I guess we're gonna refer to her as Princess Twilight, I guess. But anyway, enough, I say. Alright, so anyway, so overall, this one was okay. It was pretty good. I liked it. It did feel really depressing for most of this thing. It's like, I like to say, it's like, it feels like we've been torpedoed in like a sea of darkness and conflict and we're going down and we're all gonna die, but there's an awesome conclusion at the end, and there is hope, I tell you. Roar! That's sort of how I felt about this movie. So yeah, it's good. So I think it is good. I mean, I definitely can't say go watch it, you'll love it, it's awesome. I can't say that, but I can't say that, oh, it's terrible, don't go watch it either. So it's sort of, it's good and it's bad at the same time. But you know, it set out what it tried to do. I think it did it okay, and it's a good movie, and I think it's worth going watching if you want to go watch it. So way to go, DHX and Team My Little Pony. Yes, I think they did a good job on this one. I think definitely the production value probably went up a great deal on this one. So, yo. Oh, dear. So now, this is the free... I'm going to enter... You are about to enter a free fire zone. So if you don't want spoilers, turn off this video right now and go do something else. Go watch Equestria. Go see Rainbow Rocks, and then you can go back and watch this section. Because this is definitely going to be a free fire zone where I will just talk about anything I want. So this is last chance. You are now entering the free fire zone. All right, so yes, so the thing that I must admit, this is definitely one of these where I'm screaming at the characters, come on, get with it, or I hope you get this. It's like, because yeah, it was very interesting. You know, the big conflict is that's the thing with this movie. There's a lot of difficult problems in this one. They're dealing with a lot of different things. They're dealing with, first of all, Sunset Shimmer. How does she fit in? How does she feel? And how does every other character feel about her? You know, basically, what is the relationship between, you know, all of these characters, you know, between the main characters, you know, Sunset Shimmer, the main five now, and Twilight. What is their relationship? How do they fit together? Because Twilight, it is kind of an interesting problem. Yeah, Twilight comes in, she saves the day, then she leaves. This is kind of a bummer, and it's cool and a bummer at the same time. It's like, as Caden says, like, you know, we really should get together when the fate of Equestria doesn't hang in the balance. That kind of bites when you think about it. It's like, we're only going to see each other when there's some big, huge, ginormous crisis that either threatens one or both worlds. That's kind of a bummer. I mean, this is a free fire zone, but I'm gonna save that for the very, I think something for the very end. Maybe. I don't know. This is why it's a free fire zone. I'm making it up as I go along. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But here, yeah, there's a lot to think about. I mean, yeah, I am disappointed that it's me seeing all the characters, you know, fighting with each other and arguing and being hateful and everything. It's really quite sad. It's like, and it is kind of an interesting point to show that the main six are not above being corrupted or being seduced to the dark side by the sirens, that even they can be broken up. Even their friendship could be broken. I mean, that's a sad thought, but at the same time, it's certainly true that just because, oh, they're the main six, they're friends forever, friends for life and everything, it's like, no, their friendship can never be broken. Yes and no. I mean, we all face temptation. We all face the dark side on a daily basis. It's not something that you just, okay, you know, it's not like in some Star Wars games where you literally push a button and, okay, one button you're good, one button you're evil, and you're good or evil for the rest of the game. It doesn't work that way in the real world. In the real world, there's no such thing as that button. That struggle goes on forever and ever and ever and for all your life. You will always face temptation. You will always have to struggle about that. But it doesn't mean that you can't win. It just means you have to keep struggling with it and everything. And that's sort of an interesting sub-lesson. Another one was that Twilight. I mean, Twilight had a conflict, had sort of like a actually, her main conflict here is that, can I deal with this? It's like, people are looking for me to the answers, but I don't know if I have the answer and everything. I don't know if I can do this. I mean, that certainly was her original conflict in the first movie in a way. That was almost in a way more of a self-confidence of, can I be a princess? Now she knows that she can be a princess, but now it's like, can I handle this? Can I find the answer when I don't have the answer at first? That was an interesting dilemma that, yeah, basically Twilight fails. She fails to find the answer, to get the answer. She doesn't. She's in a way, she's not the lead character here, and I don't know. It's like, this is why this is very confusing. Like, for example, I'm also half asleep, I must admit, because at the same time, so I'm having trouble focusing on everything, because there's a lot to think about. Like, Twilight is not the central character. She may be the princess of friendship, and that's why they're turning to her for the answer. But she doesn't have the answer. I think it's the flat, simple truth. She doesn't know how to fix this, and you know, that was the sub conflict with her, is that, you know, she had to go to Sunset Shimmer and say, I need your help. At one point, she was going to ask this. I'm sure she was going to ask this in the scene where she and Sunset Shimmer are in the kitchen in the middle of the night or something like that. It's like, I'm sure she was going to ask, Sunset Shimmer, I need your help. I don't know how to do this. And she didn't. But at the big crunch, that's what she did. And that was kind of ironic, because there's actually a Star Trek episode involving Q, who is played by John Delancey, who voices Discord. That basically this was all about the Enterprise basically being thrown somewhere into a situation they can't handle, and the only way out is for Captain Picard, to go up to Q and say, "Q, I need your help." And I feel that was almost in a way a copy of that. I mean, it's not. I'm sure it's not directly copying it, but that's really the thing. It's like, and that's certainly true. That, you know what. Sometimes we don't have the answers. We don't know. Sometimes we have to go to people and say, I don't know how to do this. I need your help. That's certainly a good thing, particularly in our self-centered world and everything like that. That's definitely a good lesson. And that was an interesting conflict for her to have, because it's not like she's not trying, and she just doesn't know how to do this, so that was the thing. And it's complicated, this movie. It's just, there's a lot going on. I mean, the other big one is obviously with Sunset Shimmer. Her this is almost a quote-unquote redemption movie for her, because obviously, it was important to show that, she truly is sorry. She wants to be redeemed. She wants people to like her and everything. She's obviously realized how horrible a person she was. I mean, that got kind of tiresome. It's like the whole no offense taken thing. It's like... I think in a way, offense was taken. It's like at some point you say that, but it's like, yeah, it's like not taken, but you don't really mean that. It's like, yeah, I know you're not really trying to hurt me, but it did kind of hurt, for you to. Oh no, it's like, it reminds me of this line. It's like, so am I supposed to pretend I can't hear what you're saying about me? It's sort of a line that I remember. It's like, yeah, in that show they were insulting this guy over the radio, and he's like, I'm supposed to pretend I can't hear what you're saying about me? It's like, yeah, you don't say things. The main six in a way don't say things they don't mean. So ouch, that was kind of hurtful. I mean, it was also getting kind of just tiresome after a while. It's like, okay, we get it. Sunset Shimmer, she did a whole bunch of bad stuff, but it's pretty clear that she's clearly turned around. She wants to be she wants to be redeemed. She's sorry. She wants to make up for it and everything. And I mean, that was a really cool arc. It's like, because that's the other thing. It's like, where does Sunset Shimmer fit into this? Because obviously the main six fit together very well, but obviously, in a way, they could have had Sunset Shimmer replace Twilight as basically the leader of the main six, but that would have been kind of awkward, sort of, because when Twilight comes, now what? Does Sunset Shimmer get shoved to the side, and now Twilight's in charge? That would kind of bite. It's complicated. Which is good in some ways, but it's bad in others. I mean, oh dear. Yeah, but I'm glad that was resolved, and I'm also glad that in a way it was good to see the students are like, yeah, we don't trust Sunset Shimmer. Why should they? I mean, it wasn't just, oh, she was mean to us. Oh, she tore our school apart, literally, physically, and community-wise. She turned us all into zombies and was going to take us to a parallel world to serve as her army. That's not something you just forgive and forget about, to be all honesty. You'd be pretty mad at that. I was just thinking, wait a minute, couldn't they press some sort of criminal charges against her for that? I don't know exactly what for, because there's obviously no there's no legal law. It's like, oh, I tried to take over my school and take them to a magical, I tried to kidnap every person in my school and turn them into a magical land. Oh no. It's like, call my lawyer. It's like, but I mean, that would have been, in all honesty, yeah, that would have been, if there was a charge, there would have, there was obviously if there was such a thing, if there was a way to send her to jail, they should have, because she did a pretty serious bad thing when you think about it. But so yeah, the students, I mean, I'm glad that didn't need to happen, and I'm glad it didn't happen, because she clearly is sorry. She wants to fit in. It's like she wants to make amends and make this right, and she wants to be accepted by this community now. She doesn't want to be what she was. She wants to be, what she's going to be, what she is now. It's like, She wants to be friends and everything now, and that's cool. I like that. And in a way, it's good to see that the students just don't simply just forget about it and just say, oh, everything's cool. Because obviously that doesn't work that way. Even putting aside the seriousness of what she did, I mean, yeah, forgiveness is a difficult thing, but definitely something to strive for. Babylon 5. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I like that. I mean, you know, I kind of like that. And, in a way, does Sunset Shimmer... I guess Sunset Shimmer, in a way, does, at the end of this movie, get redeemed. In theory, the students will no longer hate her, because she technically helped them save... She technically helped them, you know, help save the school once again. Yes, that was cool. No, you know what? I'll talk about the ending right now. Again, if you don't want spoilers about the ending, don't... Go away, run, flee! Run away! I'm losing my mind, I tell you! This is what happens when I stay up playing video games and don't get enough sleep. Darn it! I have to work on that, I'm afraid. Oh dear. Anyway, getting back to, like, yeah, the ending was pretty awesome. It's like, it was a true battle of the bands with giant monsters and beams and lasers and it was awesome. But at the same time, it was too little too late. It was too late. I mean, this was like the last probably 5 minutes of the movie. It's like, and it just ends. It's sort of cool. I mean, and I did like how they kind of brought back the letters to Celestia, but now it's the letters to Twilight. That was a pretty cunning way to do that. I liked that idea of, that was a pretty neat idea. Again, you know, it's like, again, this is, as I've said before, this is a maintenance episode. They had to deal with a couple things, but let's go back to the ending. The ending was pretty cool. It's like, yeah. Was it DJ Pode 3, otherwise known as Vinyl Scratch? It's like, that's an awesome car! It's like, where did you get a car like that? I know you're a DJ Pony, but man, why do you have, like, this car that turns into, like, speakers and DJ stuff and everything? Oh, man, she must make a fortune at that store or something, because, wow, that would be an expensive car. I love it. As someone who likes headphones a lot, I love it. It's like, she was saved by her headphones! Yes! Sound canceling headphones save lives! Or something like that. Like that. It's like, well, if she never takes her headphones off, how does she, you know, just talk to people? How does she hear? How does she keep her hearing, actually? Because, oh dear. What? I can't hear you! Oh no! I listen to my headphones too much. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah. That was a great thing. That was the other thing. Is that, oh, I can't stay on topic, I tell you, because there's just so many things to talk about. But yeah, the ending was pretty. But anyway, back to the ending. The ending was awesome. It was so cool. I mean, it's like we actually got to see them in their original forms. About actually seeing them in their original forms. That was pretty cool. I mean, that was, yeah, when the main six come together. It's like, actually, it's actually sort of in a way the main seven, because Sunset Shimmer was part of this too. It's like, only when they all came together did they form an alicorn. Wow, that was pretty awesome. It's like, oh, it's the elements of harmony again. Yes, it's so cool. It's like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, it's like, it's an alicorn. Oh, a big scary one. It's like, I almost want to add a big scary male alicorn. So, that resembles that statue that was in Castlemania. Was it Castlemania? Yes, it was Castlemania. Could this be foreshadowing or something? I don't know. I thought that was awesome. Maybe, I think it's just something again. Again. You'll notice that unicorn, which I'm pretty sure is an alicorn, looks very different from Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. He's mean. He looks quite mean. So, could there be something to this? Probably not. It's just an observation again. But that was, I don't know, I just like that. That was so awesome. It's like, oh my gosh, it's a giant glowing alicorn, and it's like, ooh, it's like the wrath of God. It was released upon them. But after everything they've done, it's like, that was so awesome. And it's like, they broke our necklaces, and we can't sing anymore. Time to go. Run! Oh. That was the other interesting thing, is like, you know, they don't get redeemed. They're evil. They've always been evil, and in a way, they always will be. And that's in a way kind of good, too. I mean, And it kind of reinforces how I feel about the elements of harmony. Is that, you know, we've seen them basically in this mode of where they don't necessarily change ponies, they just simply take their power away. That's all they did here. All they did was take their power away. They didn't reform them, because obviously, again, the obvious proof of this is, well, if that was how they worked, Discord wouldn't have had to be reformed. He would have been reformed by the elements of harmony, and he wouldn't be the way that he is. He wouldn't have to have been imprisoned. All they did was trap him in stone, and in this case, all they did was break their necklaces, and now they have no power. Now they're just 3 random teenagers in this world, and so, so we don't really care much about them anymore. So I feel kind of bad about that, in a sort of way, because, yeah, these, well, that's kind of hard, in a way. I mean, well, I guess it was, I don't know. I mean, it's sort of, it could be one of those things, this is their nature. Their nature is to be this way. Their nature is to, you know, it's just like Discord's nature is to, you know, cause, you know, to spread disharmony. It's their nature to be this way, so it's like, it's not their fault, but obviously they've decided to do this and everything, so, I don't know, that's kind of tough. But again, we could have sent them in jail or something. We could have imprisoned them in stone or something, but no, so they kind of got off easy in a way. All they did was like, we took away your powers, now go away and leave us alone. So that's okay. I mean, yeah, the sirens. First of all, they have some pretty odd names. It's like, what? It's like I don't even remember their names. Their names were really odd. I mean, most My Little Pony names are kind of unusual, but they're usually memorable. You know, they're not weird. I think because this time they're obviously basing them off of the sirens. You know, the sirens from Greek mythology that basically they sung to sailors and led them to their doom. No. That's definitely why they're kind of creepy. They're very creepy because, yeah, they're seducing the audience to feed on their power and everything, and that's definitely creepy. But they're also idiots. I mean, there's one of them is directly an idiot. She's just like, oh, please. Even the character, he's like, oh man, you know things are bad when when the other characters are feeling exactly the same way that you do. When you go, oh, you cannot be serious. And when all the other characters are doing the same thing, you know things are bad. Oh dear, it's like, yeah, I absolutely zero sympathy for them. But yeah, at the same time, I felt kind of, you know, I felt sort of bad for them at the end. I don't frankly know why. Maybe the spirit of forgiveness or something was it was spreading. It's like, oh, that was kind of bad, but oh well, whatever. I don't know. I shouldn't feel sorry for them whatsoever. They are clearly the enemy, and they must be defeated. Uh-oh. 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 Was I channeling like Master Chief or something? Ooh, oh dear. Oh no. Especially if Master Chief isn't a real person, that'd be kind of creepy. Alright, I'm losing it, I tell you. Okay. Oh. I'm scaring myself right now, so this is what happens when I don't get enough sleep. Again, I'm gonna place this simply on the fact that there's a lot to think about, a lot to discuss in this one. I have a feeling I might make a whole separate video on this when I have a chance to review it a lot more. Yeah, they were definitely the enemy. I definitely was looking forward to them being defeated by the main 6. It was like, they almost got the main 6. They almost, it's like, oh, again, it's hard seeing the characters, you know, arguing and fighting these ways, and they almost got, the main 6 are like, I must admit, the main 6 were not too sympathetic for the most part of this movie, because they're clearly fighting, they're dealing with all this, but at the same time, that kind of makes sense when I think about it, because you gotta remember that in Equestria Girls 1, they've basically been split up and they're broken up and everything, they're not really friends. Now they have a band, now they're back together, they're, you know, they're friends, they're in a band, and obviously things are, you know, there's obviously a lot of pressure here. This isn't about them, this isn't about this band, battle of the bands, it's about the fate of their school, and in a way it makes sense for them, you know, it's sort of like, because the interesting thing is that the main 6, yeah, they started off this big, serious adventure that, you know, the fate of Equestria was hanging in the balance and everything, but that obviously cemented their friendship pretty strongly, but it wasn't the thing that sealed them as friends forever. That kind of developed over time. That developed through sort of Season 1, and then kind of was sort of cemented by Return of Harmony in Season 2, so that's, in a way, sort of what these main 6 don't have. They don't have that. They've gone, in a way, from Season 1 to Season 2, basically. They've gone from, you know, they sort of, almost in a way, directly have gone from the ending of Friendship is Magic to Return of Harmony, without any time in between, or little time in between. Their friendship hasn't really been cemented and hardened and everything the way that it probably has for the equestrian main six. So it sort of makes sense for them to still fight and argue the way that they are and everything. And unfortunately, these conflicts that they have are not unfounded. These are the way these characters feel and everything. It sort of reminds me of this episode of Beast Machines, where, long story short, the Beast Machines are the Maximals. It's basically the Transformers. For people who don't know, it's like the good guys with the Maximals, and they basically get infected with a hate plague virus, and they all hate each other, and they're all arguing and I hate you. And it's like, why don't you go on another fishing quest and just leave us alone again? And stuff. All these conflicts and everything. It's like, the interesting thing is that at the very end, when they cure the hate plague virus, it's like Optimus Primal says to them, it's like, Megatron didn't create the conflicts, he only magnified them. The fundamental disharmony, we provided that. And that's effectively what's happening. These conflicts are not artificial, they're not false. These are the real issues that are existing between these characters, but the big conflict here is that they're not dealing with them, they're not resolving them, they're just sort of ignoring them, and I think, frankly, in a way that our culture kind of does. The culture just says, deal with it, just cope with it. It's like, no, you gotta go deal with these problems, even the little ones, and everything. And, the main six are not listening and everything, and it's just frustrating, and it's difficult, and it's frustrating to see them, because it's like, because the equestrian main six get it. They would probably be screaming the same things that we're probably screaming. It's like, come on, get with it. It's like, no, I don't want to see you fighting this way. Oh. And everything, but in a way, it makes sense. Their friendship hasn't developed to that point. That's the thing. These are different main six. They may have the same names, the same basic appearance, other than the fact that they're humans and stuff. But other than that, these are different characters. So they're going through different situations and everything. And they've not been together as long as the other main six have and everything. So there's a lot going on here. I mean, this video is really, really long already, and it's probably going to get longer. I should have said at the beginning, it's like, get comfortable. Get comfortable, it's going to be a long ride. Oh, dear. I mean, that's why I like and dislike this movie, because it's dealing with those issues. It's bringing the issues that the main six have to the forefront, and then showing how they sort of resolve them. Again, this is kind of where the other problem is. It's like, they took too long to do this. It's like, they've basically been forced into a corner where they have to go deal with it. Oh, the irony! It's like they literally get locked in a room where they can't get away from these problems, and they have to face them and deal with them. And the best part is, Sunset Shimmer was the one who was the initiator of them fixing these problems, and it's like, yeah, I have a lot to learn, but you know what? I know I have to do something here. It's like, I can't just sit by, do nothing. It's like, I have to try, which is sort of what she's saying and what she has to do. And I liked that. I knew that, I mean, it's like, this is clearly about Sunset Shimmer, primarily, this movie, I think. Trying, again, it sort of is and it isn't. It's, again, this movie is, in a word, complicated. There's a lot going on. But a lot of things do get resolved. Like, we see how she fits in sort of with the main six. I mean, she's sort of, even though the main six have sort of trusting her, they haven't really accepted her. She's not one of the main six. She's not like, well, in a way, she would be the sixth member of the main six, because Twilight is technically not a permanent member of the main six. Now, or at least this not main six. So, I mean, I always assumed that Sunset Shimmer was going to take that role, and I think that the main six were hesitant to do that. I mean, they've forgiven her and everything, but that's sort of not enough. They haven't really accepted her into the group. I don't know. Interesting. I don't really know why. I mean, in theory, they should have, because they've clearly forgiven her and everything. They should. Hey, you want to join the band? Cool. Join the band. Yay! And that was pretty cool. I like that. I mean, I'm glad that Sunset Shimmer is not the enemy, because it was interesting that during my first Equestria Girls analysis, that I think I said at one point that she doesn't really look evil. She's not an evil character. I mean, she's got this big red flaming cutie mark thing, but it's not necessarily an evil thing. I mean, this probably was what they were intending to begin with, that Sunset Shimmer wasn't going to be she wasn't going to be like King Sombra, who is clearly evil in every way, which could be an answer why he's flat, because he is meant to be evil. That's that simple. Sunset Shimmer was really not. She's not meant to be evil. She's not supposed to be. She was never meant to be, which is why, in a way, her redemption was sort of not so hard for her because she needed, like a lot of the characters, she needed to understand. She needed to understand what she was doing, and in a way see herself for what she really was. Because this is not what she really wanted, and she didn't know that there was another way that she could get people to listen to her and follow her without having to make them listen to her and everything. And again, I think this movie kind of succeeded in accomplishing that it was showing how Sense of Shimmer is slowly being accepted by everyone, including the main six, and I think she succeeded in that, and I think it was pretty awesome that, again, that Twilight at the very end of the set has to go to her and say, I need your help, and Sense of Shimmer had to take charge. She had to be the one that had to basically initiate that last fight, if you will. That was, in a way, her redemption right there, that it's like she initiated a big attack against the school. Now she has to go and stop one. She has to go save the school. So that was cool. That was awesome and everything. It's like, I liked that. I mean, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, I could probably keep going on like this, but I don't know if I should, because, well, there's definitely a lot to think about. It might be better for me to stop, think about this, maybe wait for when it comes out on DVD or something, and so I could watch it a lot more and think about it a lot more, because there's a lot in this movie. It was answering a lot of questions. Like, the big one, why is there magic here? Well, in short, it was brought here from Equestria. The short answer, I think that could be pretty interesting dilemma. I've been meaning to make a video about how I think that works. But to briefly go into my own personal headcanons, that this basically works by storing energy, by storing magic in, and shooting it. So, my own headcanon, Blue Star, falls after Twilight through the mirror and takes two of these casters with him, and they're fully charged and everything. So when he's there, he can basically shoot magic. The catch is, of course, in my headcanon, is that he can only shoot whatever he brought with him. He can't add any more like he normally can, because how it works is that you charge this up and then you use it, and when it's empty you charge it up again and everything. So yeah, that's sort of the short answer, is that the magic was brought here, but I think it's more complicated than that. But yeah, they were trying to deal with a lot of those questions. It doesn't obvious question to ask. It's like, wait a minute, there's no magic here, so where did all this magic come from? So yeah, the short answer is they brought it there and everything, and it's complicated, but that was pretty cool. I mean, of course, they obviously established that Twilight can now go to the parallel universe whenever she wants to and she needs to, because again, they're gonna do one of these every year, so she has to have that ability now. It does raise one interesting dilemma, though, is that what if the Sirens had discovered that the portal to Equestria was open? Would they have been able to just walk through, go back to Equestria, and do some really bad stuff there? Ooh, oh dear. That would you ever think it's like Starswell the Bearded was quote unquote featured in this one? I think he was the one who sent the Sirens to the parallel universe. He didn't even know that he was doing it, sort of, in a way. Oh no. Oh. That was the other interesting thing, is that supposedly that happened thousands of years ago. So, and the Sirens are still just teenagers. What does that mean? Either they never age, or there's something else. Again, it's complicated. Oh no. Oh, of course, in a way, sort of the big one is sort of like at the very, very end. If you don't want to know, don't listen. I'm gonna say don't. Just stop right now. I'm gonna give one last chance. If you don't want to know, it's a free fire zone in theory. At this point, if you're watching this, you have been warned. It's like, it's Equestria Girls Twilight. It's always been the big question: is this Equestria Twilight or Equestria Girls Twilight? And the answer is, obviously in this movie very quickly, it's the movie that we see is Equestria Girls Twilight. We finally found out what happened to Equestria Girls Twilight. It's like, where is she? What's going on with her? It's like, it's hinted at. It's like, it's kind of hinted that the Equestria Girls Twilight might actually go meet the other main six and everything. But it's like, there's a lot going on at this Acanterlot High. I think we need to go there at some point. I think is sort of what they were implying. Obviously, they didn't do this for nothing, which, might actually be a good thing, because in a way it might be better for them to have Equestria Girls Twilight take the place of Princess Twilight, because otherwise Twilight will go there. It's like, that was the thing, but that was exactly the problem in the thing that Twilight was thinking when she went to this parallel universe, is that, okay, this is going to be kind of hard. It's like, okay, we're going to go in there, draw our guns, shoot the bad guys, and be home in time for dinner. That was hysterical. That was horrible at the same time. It's like, the magic of friendship, yeah! Nothing's happening! No! It's like, my thought is like, aren't you forgetting something? You didn't bring the crown. Because the last time they did that, they had the crown. Again, my headcanon on that was that the magic was within them, but they needed to use the crown in order to use it. It's sort of like, oh, I won't use that example. I think the opposite is true, that basically the magic came from the crown itself and they were able to use it. But in this case, it doesn't work that way. In a way, they had to fight fire with fire. They had to fight sort of, musical magic with other musical magic. It's like, magic must defeat magic! The thing is, it has to be the right kind of magic, though. Curses! Oh, no. So yeah, that was the thing. It's like, that would be a problem, because that has always been the problem with the elements of Harvey. It's like, okay, they even say so. I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I think the show is pretty aware of these problems, and sometimes they make fun of them. And this is definitely a time they're making fun of their own, their, was it Deus Ex Machina problem thing of, okay, we have this thing, we can just zap everybody in sight, and we're done. We'll go home and everything. It's like. That is a problem. I mean, it's cool. The first time it's cool, but, if they could just literally do that, just basically pull out our weapon and, zap everybody in sight, that would be kind of, it'd be great if it was true, but, that'd be kind of, but as a story-wise, it's a bummer. So, yeah, they had to realize that, they can't do that. We have to show, and break away that, no, that's not what they're going to do. They can't do that here. Oh dear, yes. They're gonna have to, I think they almost have to name that corridor. We have to name it like the corridor of confrontation, because every it's like, especially with Sunset Shimmer always goes there to confront someone. It's the second time. I have a feeling this will be a recurring theme with her. She always goes there to confront people. Perhaps unwisely so. Oh dear, it's like, wait a minute, that was the thing. It's like, she's trying to show that, and that was another thing. It's like, wait a minute, are you trying to not basically alert them to your presence, alert them to what's going on, and aren't you sort of blowing your cover by doing that? Aren't you saying, I'm coming for you? It's like, so you better watch out. That's kind of dumb. I've been watching a lot of Knight Rider recently, and unfortunately, that's what Michael does a lot. He basically says, I'm coming for you. Okay, I'll just go. the usual response from the bad guys, okay, I'll go send a hitman to go kill you. Isn't that kind of dumb? Alright, anyway, oh dear. I'm losing my mind and stuff. I don't know whether I should keep going or not. It's too long. But again, there's a lot to discuss. Yeah. Yeah, I think in short, I like and dislike it. This was a hard one for them, because they clearly set out to try to do a lot of things. They had to basically go deal with these issues. They had to answer these questions. But I think they did succeed at everything, and Flash Sentry was here, and it's interesting to note that Twilight still has that crush on him. But the good news is, it appears to be on this Flash Sentry and not the Equestria Flash Sentry, which I think is kind of good, because, yeah, that's a difficult time paradox, but, dimensional issue. It's like, the Flash Sentry that's in Equestria is not this Flash Sentry, so she has to either have a crush on the Equestria Flash Sentry or the Equestria Girl's Flash Sentry. If she has one of both, that's kind of weird and creepy and complicated, so it's kind of good that she appears to only have a crush on this one and not on the the Equestria Flash Sentry, which is kind of good. I mean, that was kind of weird. I was thinking, oh man, every person in the audience is gonna hate him. I like him. I think he's cool. He's okay. He's a nice guy. He's good. I don't understand why people hate him. And okay, yes, they're not trying to. I mean, the thing is, people complain, oh, this isn't a real relationship between Flash Sentry and Twilight. It's like, well, Well, it isn't. It was never meant to be. It's called a crush. It's called a crush. Don't you remember what crushes are like? It's like... I mean, you know, again, I think it's good for Twilight to have a crush once in a while. It shows that she cares. It shows that she's interested in guys a little bit. Again, I'd be more concerned if she wasn't interested in guys from time to time. I mean, remember, she's a loader. So for her to have any interest in guys at all is definitely a plus for her. And again, yes, it's not meant to be a serious relationship. It's meant to be, you know, I kind of like him, he kind of likes me, and, you know, okay, and everything. Besides, she knows that she's going to leave, so she's not going to, so she's sort of like, hi, Flash Sentry, but that's all that she wants that to be. And you know what? That's okay. Anyway, in a way, it's smart for her to do that because she knows that she's going to go away. Like, I'm going to be gone in like 3 days from now, so I'm not going to try to form a big relationship with him. But anyway, I like him. He's cool. He's all right. I was, again, being a little biased that he's technically, quote-unquote, a member of the Royal Guard in Equestria, so he sort of is here and everything, and I like him. I don't understand the anger toward him. I just don't. I think it's just I hope it's simply people don't want Twilight to have a love interest, because that... But anyway, enough. Oh dear. Well, there'll definitely be moments that the Flash Sentry haters will be happy, because yeah, there's definitely moments where he loses and then he gets not so. Oh, okay. Just like, well, I will comment on this on the audience. It's like I almost want to next time want to wait for the DVD or something to come out, because yeah, this audience was a lot more chatty. There were people in the back who were like, you know, it's like just talking and everything, and I almost wanted to go up to them and politely say, it's like, this is not a reaction video. Can you please be quiet? Please keep your thoughts to yourself. Sorry, I didn't want to say that, but I didn't say that actually, but yeah, it's like, it's like, oh dear. It's like, you know, if you go and watch a reaction video to go watch that, then that's fine, but I'm in a movie theater. I just want to watch the movie, please. Thank you. Sorry. I know some people have commented on my videos, and I wish I could accommodate you, but that's not why I do my Comrack videos. I do them because, yeah, I want to talk over the video. I want to say how I think and feel, and I can't please everybody. But, you know, obviously in a public setting, that's obviously, you know, keep your thoughts to yourself, or at least, oh dear. Anyway, but other than that, it was okay. Again, this is my third Brony event where I've been in public, and I was almost gonna wear my Rainbow Dash hoodie, but it's like 75 to 80 degrees outside. It's way too hot for that. So I'm gonna stick to like this, which is sort of my Blue Star sort of color uniform thing. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yes, and of course I did go out and buy the you know, the whole set, so that was cool. I'm gonna say it's been an expensive day, so oh dear. All right. Oh. Yeah, I think I should. Oh, yeah, the way I could keep going on this, because again, there is a lot. I've said this way too many times. There's a lot to talk about in this movie. That's why this movie is good and bad. It was dealing with a lot, but it got that done, and it did get what it's doing, and it did have its ending was awesome. I loved it, even though it. You know, it did feel like we've been torpedoed in like a sea of darkness and conflict, and we're sinking and we're going down, and things are only gonna get worse and we're all gonna die, kind of a thing for most of this movie. It's like the end is like, oh, we will, yes. The magic of friendship prevails once again. Yes. Yeah, definitely. It's like I was like, it's like I think one of the lines that defines my OC is like, I will not let you do this. Is one of the things that was definitely where my OC would be. He would be like on a hill with his caster. Well, this case wouldn't actually work, but you know, like, you know, got, you know, with the sirens in his sights, like, and everything. It's like, I will stand firm and fight ponies, or in this case, people. Roar! We will not let the sirens seduce us and take us over. We will prevail. Yay! That was so awesome. That was a true battle of the bands, and it was awesome, and I liked it. But yeah, it just simply happened way too late. That this conflict was resolved way too quickly, and it was just over. It was just over way too quickly. In a way, that would make sense. You know, it's like, okay, we've split together, and now we're back together, and now then in a way it is just, okay, we gotta go face the bad guys and just go defeat them. And of course, when they have that kind of power, in a way, that does happen. I mean, again, just like with the rainbow powers, once they have the rainbow powers, Tarek doesn't stand a chance against the main six. And that was sort of like, and I did like the Alicorn. That was a surprise to me. It's like, wait a minute, okay, they're forming the elements of harmony. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it's going up to the clouds. Okay, it's forming this thing with the wings. Okay. And oh my gosh, it's a giant alicorn! Ah! It's like, oh no, it's the wrath of God, I tell you. Ah! Oh no. Sirens, be lucky that all they did was break your amulets or something like that. They got off easy. Yeah, they did get off easy. And everything, but that's okay. That's fine. You know, I didn't want them. They were evil characters, but I don't think I really wanted evil, horrible things to happen to them. You know, it's like, but you know what? In a way, they've already gotten what they deserve. You know, they're in this parallel dimension, and now they don't even have any power here. That would definitely bite. Yeah, they're definitely not. I mean, yeah, they kind of got off easy. They didn't get turned to stone or anything, but you know, oh, okay, enough of that. Oh yeah, I think I definitely need to end this now. But I still want to keep going. That's the thing. But that was so awesome. I'm glad that Sunset Shimmer has been redeemed and it's fine. You know, it took a while, but she's basically been accepted into the main six now. So she's almost in a way a permanent member of the main six. And I did like to see all these conflicts. It took a while for them to resolve these conflicts, but they resolved them. They dealt with them. They've moved forward, and now their friendship is stronger than ever. Yes, and I like that. That was cool, and I'm glad that all that happened. So overall, this movie was good. It was a lot was happening. I mean, it reminds me of, I think it was the Star Trek movie. I'm remembering, Star Trek Generations. That basically, Star Trek Generations, they had a lot to accomplish. It was a very heavy movie. They set out to accomplish a lot of different things. Basically wrapping up the original generation of actually wrapping up both the original generation and the next generation as well, and sort of moving forward with what they wanted to do with sort of the next movies. The next two movies were a lot more interesting. I mean, the next one, First Contact, was a lot more free. They were able to do whatever the heck they wanted. And the next one, Insurrection, they set out to just have fun. They said, you know what, we're gonna go and do, in a way, a fun movie. We're gonna do a serious topic, but we're gonna have fun with it. This is in a way, this is Star Trek Generations. They set out to accomplish a lot. It was a cool ride. It's not as good as the next two movies most likely will be. And yeah, I think that almost certainly there's going to be one of these every year. So the good news is that this one may not have been as good as the first one, because again, another thing is that we're expecting all this to happen. We've seen a lot of the clips and everything. We've almost saw a lot of this movie already. We sort of know what's happening. We know what's coming. We know what they're probably going to be, what the resolution will be, and all this stuff. So it's sort of like we're waiting for things to happen. This is a maintenance episode, in short, is how that works. So yeah, but I still think it was a good maintenance episode. It was still fun. It was still cool. There were things worth watching in this movie, and its ending was awesome, and I liked it, and it'll be really good. It had some good music in it. It had a lot of music, and some not so good music, but of course, by design, it was not meant to be good music. Yeah, it's actually labeled the bad song. What was it? Was it the bad I don't know, the bad counterspell. Sing it badly. Oh no. Unfortunately, they succeeded in singing it badly. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, by the way, that was from one of the commentaries. I think, what was it on? The Showstoppers, where they told the voice actor that was doing Sweetie Belle, it's like, no, sing it badly. Or whoever, whatever. Anyway, okay, enough. So definitely ending this now. Enough. I've repeated myself far too many times. I'm so sorry. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. It's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I mean, I must admit, this, again, I've said this a million times, but there's a lot in this movie, but it accomplished what it's out to do. It was kind of a slow, long ride, but we get there in the end, and it was awesome. Yes. So, maybe not the best it could have been, but you know what? The good news is, the next couple movies will probably be really good, because now they've set up the rules. They've set up how this world works, how Twilight can come and go as she please, where Sunset Shimmer sort of fits in. Things kind of have been set up now, so now, weapons free! Sort of a thing. We can go do what we want now, yes! And in a way, I do look forward to future Equestria Girls movies, because they provide an interesting twist on these lessons. Obviously, again, as I said during this at one point, it's like, yeah, all these lessons are obviously aimed at us, even though they happen in a magical fictional land. They're obviously all about us. But these movies, the Question Girls movies, they're all directly aimed at us. This movie is definitely counterculture. It's taking on our culture and taking it head on and saying, no, this is wrong, and this is how the way things could be and should be, and everything. It's like, no, we shouldn't be for, only for ourselves. We should be about friendship, community, and love and friendship and everything, and, care about how other people feel and stuff. Again, that's complicated, but that's ultimately what this message of this movie is. Like, we shouldn't be what we are. We should be what we should try to be more than this and everything is sort of what this movie's saying. That was a clumsy way to say that, but overall, I honestly, I'm not quite sure what this message of this movie is, but I'm pretty certain that I like it and I agree with it. Okay, so yeah, definitely not. This movie was okay. It was fine. I'd watch it again, and I will watch it again, and I'll probably enjoy it. I'll be depressed for like the first 3/4 of the movie, but the last quarter will be really fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'm so sorry. Next time I'll try to be more focused, or maybe I'll write down some points or a script or something, I don't know. I mean, I'm not so concerned about getting this out first as I was when I first did this, because like, I don't think it really matters all that much. I still want to be one of the first people to get some sort of review or something out of this, I must admit, but yeah. But I appreciate, if you have managed to stay for this long, thank you, and I appreciate you listening to me, and I hope that I hope it was interesting or something, and if it wasn't, I'm sorry. I tried. I'm sorry. Oh dear. Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you as always, for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.